Vital, now in a brand new pack.
We're back in the kitchen in the heart of the beautiful Winelands. Preheat your oven because today our two friends are trying out one of Chef Justine Drake's healthy recipes.
Andrea and I are back at the Institute of Culinary Arts today to try our hand at baking. And we're going to make it interesting today because we're doing something for all those of you out there who are wheat intolerant. But it's also a great snack for everybody, especially when you're enjoying it with breakfast with a cup of coffee. Some wheat-free rusks, aren't we?
Well, Justine was so kind to share her recipe that we can show the viewers how to make their own wheat-free rusks, because we've had so many inquiries about that. We often talk about the rice cakes and the corn cakes that are ideal wheat-free snacks. But for the winter months and something to dunk in your cup of rooibos tea or your coffee, a rusk is really nice. So we're going to bake this with rice flour and potato flour.
Whoa, potato flour. But when you say rice flour, it kind of rings back those memories of the time I had to drink rice milk.
Oh gosh, and you pulled all those faces. Well, let's hope this is not going to be a repeat of that, and I doubt it. These rusks are really tasty.
So let's get started then. Firstly, I think the back we have to get our oven preheated, right?
Oh yes, almost forgot. That's a very important first step. Preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius. Cool,
Let me get going with the eggs and the other wet ingredients.
Great.
So what are you doing there?
So I'm combining the rice flour. I'm keeping a little bit aside to knead the dough on the surface with later. So 500 grams of rice flour and then potato flour. Also a very fine texture. And I think add the sugar in now.
All right. Come on, use sugar. So I'm going to be stirring for quite a long time.
Yes, ideally the sugar should be dissolved, so it requires quite a bit of stirring. A food processor would obviously speed up this process hugely, but I so enjoy watching you stirring. So while you're stirring there, also to mention that we're going to add some of Vital's wheat-free muesli. You get these small convenience packs. And then some sesame seeds and poppy seeds. And we keep the rest there just to sprinkle it all over the rusks when we bake it. I'm going to follow Justine's instructions here. She said not to mix this with your hands or a wooden spoon, where you mix the wet and the dry ingredients in together. So I think that's stirred enough. And I'm going to gradually add this in with a knife and cut this into the mixture. And apparently that is to ensure that you don't overdevelop or overprocess the flour components. I'm following strict instructions. Leave my hands out of it.
I thought you weren't scared of getting dirty in the kitchen, Andrea.
No, but you see, this looks really sticky, so I'll trust it. I think at this stage also one can add the oats and the muesli. So I'll take over from here now that you've perfected this. And if you could help me to pour the butter in.
Here we go.
Now this is quite a bit of butter, so let's see if we want to put in everything.
Okay.
So you could just gradually pour that in.
Slowly but surely.
Yes.
Okay. Is that the right rate?
That is the right rate. I think we can start with adding about half that butter.
All right, let's go. And I think this is half.
Yes, that's great, thanks.
Great chef measuring hand,
Yes.
eh? We don't even use spoons anymore. It's like, there we go.
And now we're going to form a gigantic ball with this. And I'm going to knead it, just to make sure that it's all mixed together. So I would imagine
like
that would
this.
be about one rusk. And Justine did say that you have to pack these really tight next to each other.
Yes. Ooh.
We are doing that. For decoration, you can add some of these seeds, and obviously they add health properties as well. So you can just sprinkle them over.
Okay.
Now that's going to bake for 45 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. Then you take it out of the oven, cut them up or break them up into individual rusks. The temperature is then lowered to 100 degrees, and then you dry bake them for another 2 hours.
Well, I think that 45 minutes baking time gives us just enough time to clean up here and get maybe a cup of coffee and tea to dip our rusks in.
Well, there's a big mess, so best we get started.
Let's get going.
Well, that's enough work for one day.
Man.
Time to relax.
But it's been worth it. Look at the rewards.
Well, you'll have to do your taste test again.
Oh, my word, here we go.
Here's your coffee. And please enjoy a wheat-free rusk.
Lovely, lovely. Wow. This is really, really good. Thank you very much, Andrea.
Well, wheat-free indulgence, and I think Justine will be proud of us. Cheers.
Easy to make and delicious. Find this and other recipes on Expresso's website, and remember to tune in again tomorrow as Andrea shares the recipe for whole wheat pitas.
Vital, now in a brand new pack.